what is life and why is it so difficult? Because at some point it feels like life is just being difficult for the sake of being difficult. But what is it? Like, this is a very, very important question, you know? I think each and every person should ask themselves this question every day. Like, every day when you wake up, you should actually ask yourself this question. Because it's weird that you actually don't know what life is. Like, that is actually weird. It's funny that we pretend as if that should be normal. That we wake up in the morning, go to work, go to school, smoke weed, yeah, do whatever we do. But we don't know what life is. No one has told us what life is. It's weird, isn't it? Is it important that we don't know what life is? Is that a good thing? Do we not know what life is because no one can actually tell us what life is? Maybe no one knows what life is. If there are aliens, maybe they don't know what life is. If there's a God, maybe he doesn't know what life is. So no one can actually tell us what life is. Maybe everyone is just as confused as we are. A lot of people have given up. Like, you know what? I don't think we can know what this is. So why should we even stress ourselves? Not only do we not know what life is actually difficult. That's actually what sucks. We don't know what life is, and it's difficult. We don't know why it's difficult. Things happen, man. People are dying left and right. People are giving up. People have depression. People are sad. People wish for non-existence. People are tired. They don't know how to make their lives better. It feels like they're in a trap. Like, okay, what am I supposed to do to make my life better? Because now this ain't it, bro. What am I supposed to do? Because I don't want my life to suck, but it actually does suck. So what am I supposed to do? No matter what I do, it keeps getting worse. It seems like some people were destined for greatness and I wasn't. And that's why it doesn't really matter what I do. It seems like I'm not in control. It seems like the harder I try, the more I make things complicated. Like, I'm not even supposed to try anything. It's like if you were in prison and you try to escape and the security guards caught you and they put you in solitary. You know, they made your situation much worse. Like, okay, you're trying to escape, you piece of shit, you're trying to escape, they punish you for trying to escape. So it seems that way. It's like when you try to make your life better, you get punished for that. So why are you trying to make your life better? Why don't you just accept it as it is and just suffer? Doesn't it feel that way though? Like you try, you're like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should work harder. Maybe I should take risks. You try to take risks and things become much worse. And you're like, what? Everyone is saying that I must take risks. Everyone is saying that I must try. But when I do try, things become worse. It seems like there's nothing that I can do to make things better here. It seems like I just need to be strong. It seems like I just need to accept that things won't get better. It doesn't really matter how hard I try. And you sit alone in your room and you ask yourself, but what is this, man? What is this? Sometimes you get angry because it seems like no one is going to tell you what this is. My best reason for not wanting to have kids is that I do not know what this is. I do not know what it is. This is. I am confused. If I brought a child into this world and the child asked me, what is this? I don't know what I will tell them. Truth is that this place could be anything. All right? We could be in a prison. We could be in hell. This could be some kind of an experiment. This could be a luge farm. This place really could be anything. And based on what we are experiencing, it's very logical to think that whatever life is isn't good. Because it's difficult. And it seems like it's difficult for no reason. It doesn't seem like it's difficult. And because it's difficult, we are learning something and we are becoming better as humans. We are learning to love one another. We are learning to live together. We are learning to accept one another. If a person doesn't share my beliefs, I'm able to accept them because I'm learning. The more we fight, the more we get to understand one another. No, that's not what's happening at all. The opposite is happening. People are starting to hate one another more. Families are being separated. This capitalist society, people, like back then, families used to be strong, bro. When I was growing up, you find that we live in large families, we live with our uncles, grandparents, all our siblings. You find that it's a big family, it's a big happy family. We're working together. The bigger the family, the better life will be for everyone, right? Find that your family is big. There are a lot of people that you can depend on, and because we're working together, we need one another. Now it's every man for himself. Now people are fighting. You find that people who come from the same family are fighting maybe for inheritance. It's like this system is trying to divide people. System is trying to divide people. You are being controlled. There are people who are employed to decide what happens to your inheritance when you die. People who are employed to decide how you raise your kid, if you have a kid. They own you. You didn't agree. You didn't agree to any of this, but you are owned. And that's okay, that's normal. No wonder the people who are very, very intelligent are not coping very well, because they realize that just doesn't make sense about this existence. If I brought a child into this world and I look at that kid growing up, dealing with his or her problems, I'd be like, damn, I caused this. I could have kept it in my pants, but I caused this. For what? Why should I perpetuate something that I don't even understand? Yes, because we are resilient, we are supposed to believe we are having a positive experience. No matter where we would find ourselves as humans, we will be resilient. Even if life was 3 times harder than it is for all humans, we will be very resilient, because we are survivors. Human beings are survivors, They find ways to survive. And they take pride in that. They're survivors, bro. This reminds me of a post that I saw on Facebook. Someone was like, I don't understand, in those movies, like post-apocalyptic movies, you find that there's this person, like everyone died, right? There's this person, they are alone, and they'll be trying to survive. They're struggling, there's no food, there's no water, and they'll be trying to survive. So this person was saying, I don't understand why in those kind of movies, those post-apocalypse movies, post-apocalyptic or whatever, apocalypse. Dude, I can't pronounce this word. Apocalypse. Yeah. Post-apocalypse. Okay. So, yeah. This person was saying, I don't understand why people try to, survive. Like, I would just die. I would be like, nah. Ain't no way I'm fighting those vampires, man. No way. Fuck those vampires, man. In fact, I don't want to become like them. So I must find a way to protect myself. Protect my body. But yeah, human beings I saw them resilient, bro. That's why you find that even when people are in prison, you find that they're being treated like shit, like they're in the worst kind of prisons. They know they're not coming out. They will fight. That's how we are as humans. We are very, very, very resilient. But that doesn't mean that we understand what we're doing. It doesn't mean that life has meaning. In fact, we find meaning through lying to ourselves. Those who tell themselves the truth don't really find meaning. If you're going to be as honest as possible, then you won't find meaning. Because there is no meaning, right? But if you lie to yourself, you're going to be like, yeah, maybe the meaning of life is to worship God. Like, okay, how do you know that? Yeah, it says so in the Bible. Who wrote the Bible? Yeah, these people were inspired by God. Who told you that they were inspired by God? They are saying they were inspired by God. You're like, okay, case closed. The meaning of life is to just live. Why do you think that the meaning of life is to just live? What if that's not what everyone believes? The meaning of life is to find meaning. Well, what if there is no meaning? What if some people can't find meaning? We believe that people who are able to find meaning in life are successful somehow. Like, yeah, they figured out how to live life because they found meaning. Like, it seems like those who are very, very intelligent, they struggle to find meaning. It's like, when you're still a kid, it's easy for you to find meaning because you're not asking the deepest questions, right? You can just play with toys and you create meaning and you just have fun, But the more intelligent you become, the harder it will be for you to find meaning. You'll be like, why should I be playing with these toys? I'm down with these toys. So it does get to a point where someone is so damn intelligent that they just can't find meaning. Like everything seems meaningless to them. Relationships are meaningless. But like, okay, why should I date? Because it seems like relationships ain't working anymore, Seems like men and women hate each other now. They don't need each other anymore. Maybe back then they did need each other, but life has changed. Now both men and women work. Meaning that women no longer need men for protection. If they have money, they can protect themselves. Men don't need women like they used to back then. Because maybe they realize like modern women are no longer the way that they used to be, so they don't find them as attractive as they used. Like they don't feel like women are as attractive as they used to be. Like they are no longer humble, so. And women be like, yeah, that's what we wanted. Because we used to be treated badly in the past. Men had power over us. Now they don't have power. They're mad because they don't have power. You're like, yeah. Relationships ain't working. In fact, that the ones who get to enjoy relationships are men who are very, very successful. And only because women are not as successful as they are. So they still need them. And the women who get to enjoy relationships are women who like having fun, Like, yeah, we're gonna have fun with guys, we like. But in the end, relationships just don't work these days. So a lot of people who are intelligent will be like, it's better to be alone, man, than to produce a lot of louche for this matrix. Because when you get into relationships, you find yourself having problems that you don't have when you're alone. You're insecure. You worry that your partner might do something that might break you. What if my partner cheated with my friend? Like she would. Yeah, she would have got me if she did that. What if she does this? What if she does that? What if my men do this? What if my men do that? Like you're always worried, fighting about stupid things. And we say it's normal to fight in relationships. Like that's actually a good thing. So a lot of people who become very intelligent to ask themselves, hey, what is this relationship thing about? What is this marriage thing about, actually? Like, yeah, man, men lose a lot when they, when they go through divorce. They lose a lot. So what's the point? It seems like marriage is a liability. But like, what's the point of going to school? What's the point of going to church? What's the point of having friends? Find that people end up being alone. But like, yeah, that 9 to 5 thing is hard, man. Imagine waking up in the morning, you're tired, but you have to go to a place that you don't really want to go to. I mean, human beings, they like being free. They like doing things because they want to do these things. You can plan to go somewhere and decide last minute that you're not going to go. Like, yeah, today I actually wanted to go to town to buy some, but I don't feel that well. You know what? I'm gonna go next time. I'm not gonna go today. Beautiful. But when it comes to work, you don't work. Maybe you'll get fired if you keep on deciding not to go to work. Maybe it'll get to a point where your boss is tired. Like, nah, this person, nah. Oh, you lose a lot of money. But not every time when you go to work, you make money. So if you don't work, it means you're not making money. So you have to go to work, because if you're not making money, who's gonna pay your bills? And your bills gotta be paid. You gotta pay for your bills, man. So a lot of people are intelligent, are asking themselves a lot of questions about it, the things that they have to do here, and they become depressed because they can't find meaning. They realize that religion is BS. At least if you believe in God, you're like, yeah, God is powerful, he's more intelligent than me, he knows what he's doing. You could think that this is meaningful, right? Because you believe in a higher power. You believe that all of this is for a good reason. But if you don't believe in a higher power, how do you find meaning? If you don't believe in a higher power, it's so damn hard to find meaning. That's why people who leave religion end up believing in New Age spirituality, because they don't have a choice. Be like, I need to find meaning, man. We chose to be here. We actually chose to be here. We chose our parents. We chose our friends. We chose where we'll be born. What will happen to us, Something really bad happens to you, but like, yeah, I chose that. I knew why I chose that. Like the oracle in the Matrix said to Neo. Neo asked her, how does he have a choice if the oracle knows what he's already gonna do? And she was like, you didn't come here to make a choice. You came here to understand why you made a choice. Hey, that sounds profound, right? You didn't come here to make a choice. You already made a choice. You came here to understand why you made that choice. So, of course, if you chose to be here, if you chose your parents, if you chose to experience the things that you've experienced in this world, you've had a reason. Like, yeah, I chose to experience being robbed, being abused. Yeah, I chose that. Yeah, I knew why I chose that. I chose to get involved in a car accident and lose my leg. Yeah, I chose that. I chose to get in a car accident and lose my eyesight. I don't see shit now. I chose that. I chose to get shot in the face, and now I mean, everyone thinks I'm ugly. No one even wants to talk to me. No one wants to be around me. I chose that. I chose to be sick. I have cancer. And I have kids that need me. They're still young. I'm so worried about them. I don't know who's gonna take care of them. I chose that. They chose that too. They chose that their mom died when they're still very, you know what I mean? People are trying to find meaning because they don't understand, what the meaning of this is. They don't understand what the heck they're doing. So they're like, hey, we gotta make shit up. There's a reason why these new age spiritual teachers have a large following. Huh? Some of them are scamming people. There's a reason why psychics, people will be like, yeah, I can speak to the dead. They make a lot of money. If you want to make money, just start scamming. Like, it can work. Right? If you claim that you can speak to dead people, people don't even ask questions. I was watching a live. I debated with this guy who was that live before. So I was watching a live of his. Me and him were cool, So sometimes I do watch his stuff. So there's this guy who prophesied that he's gonna buy a car. He was able to see what kind of car he was going to buy. Just that I've never got a chance to talk to him because I should have asked him if they didn't plan the whole thing. But he bought a car that guy prophesied that he was going to buy, like a few days later. So he had him on his life. And he asked him that, did I buy this car cash or is it, I'm just going to be paying monthly? And the guy said, yeah, you're going to be paying monthly. Then this other guy joined the live and he asked him that, oh, was he right when he said you're going to be paying monthly? And he was like, I don't want to, if I told the truth, maybe I'll be criticizing him or maybe it would seem like I'm siding with him, so I don't want to tell the truth. And the other guy was like, yeah, we shouldn't question prophets. We shouldn't doubt prophets. We should just say, like, people don't want the truth. They don't want to get to the bottom of things. If a person lies and they claim to be a prophet, no one's going to question them. There have been so many prophets who lied. Like, yeah, the president of America is going to be, what's the name of that lady? It's Kamala. Yeah, it's going to be Kamala because it seemed like Trump was going to lose because, he acts like a clown sometimes. So, but like, nah, there's no way he's winning. But people are tired of real politicians, So they want some new. They want someone who real politicians are against. They believe that person is going to be a hero. But yeah, those who got it, the prophets who got it wrong, came up with excuses. And no one questions them. Like, God knows why he told them that it was the woman that's going to win. Man, let's learn to get to the bottom of things. You know, these psychics be lying to people. They get things wrong. Like they could get 100 things wrong and get one thing right. And when they get that one thing right, people will be like, yeah, you see, you got it right. It means you're a prophet. Like, no. The person was guessing. They got almost everything wrong. It's because people are trying to find meaning. They're desperate for meaning. So at least if they believe that some people are psychics, that makes them feel better than to believe that no one is actually special. If you pretend to be spiritual, like, people are gonna respect you. If I started to act like I'm a traditional healer, for an example, a lot of people will respect me and they will treat me like I'm a traditional healer. I wouldn't need to do much, actually. I just need to pretend. I'll be hearing from the gods. People will be making excuses for me. To become a successful prophet in South Africa, you don't need to be getting it right. You just need to be confident enough to lie. Right? You need to be confident enough to tell the biggest lies. Stand in front of people and say whatever nonsense you want to say. That's why some of these prophets, when you look at the way that they live their lives, you'll be like, are they not crazy? Like, yeah, you gotta be crazy. Because if you're normal, you can't really stand in front of people and lie and be like, your mother is bewitching you. Like, it's a normal person cannot stand in front of people and say that shit if they know that they're lying. Like, they can't stand in front of people and say that. It's just horrible to say. It's such a horrible thing to say, right? So you just need to be crazy enough to not be afraid to stand in front of people and tell them lies. As long as you say you're spiritual, people are going to believe you. They're not going to ask questions. You know, it's crazy. But if you speak the truth, you're gonna be hated. You'd feel like a villain. You feel guilty, even though you've not done anything wrong, just because you're real, right? You speak the truth. The way that people are gonna hate you is the same way that they hate real villains. You're such a horrible person. How can you tell us the truth? We're trying to find meaning here, and you're ruining things for everyone. I do wish there was meaning, so that people know what they're supposed to be doing. Because one of the reasons why we find ourselves fighting, we find ourselves doing things that, you know, everyone knows these things are meaningless, right? You're on social media scrolling 24/7. What are you supposed to be doing? You know, you're not going to chill and be like, okay, let me just meditate. That's a meaningful thing to do. I mean, it's good to meditate, but you don't really know what you're supposed to be doing. At least those who are trying to set themselves free by figuring out what the heck is going on, at least that makes sense, right? Because you are in a world that you don't understand, so you're like, yeah, I'm trying to understand what this is so that I don't ever come back here, because I don't want to find myself back here. I don't want to incarnate back here, because I will forget everything. I'll forget that I didn't like this world the first time. Can you imagine? You come back as a Muslim. You imagine, like me, Benedictine, or whatever the hell I am. I come back as a Muslim. Like that would be a sick joke. I come back and stand for something that I didn't stand for now. Imagine. One of the scariest theories about existence is the egg theory, right? It suggests that you're not gonna actually, you're God, but you're not gonna realize that you're God until you have lived life from every person's point of view. Isn't that crazy? So this reminds me of this song by Will Smith. What is it called? Work of Art. It's like, I am the truth, I am the lie, I am God, I am the devil, I am the killer, I am the victim, or something like he's trying to show that he's everything, right? Can you imagine? That person that treated you badly in your life, that you hate, you're gonna be that person one day. Can you imagine? Or there will be a lifetime where you will be that person. You're gonna grow up, understand why that person was that way, because every person understands himself. You're gonna be Jeffrey Dahmer one day. That nigga. Yeah, you're gonna be him one day. You're gonna be Charles Manson one day. You're gonna be Trump one day if you don't like him. You're gonna be Elon one day. You're gonna be Benedictine one day. You're gonna be homeless. Isn't that crazy? Like, that's the scariest theory ever. Like, that makes me scared, bro. You meet people and you're gonna, I'm gonna be that person. Like, because the thing is, there's been so many people who have lived, right? So many people. Now we're told that there's 8 billion humans. How many people have lived in the last century? So you'll be Jesus if Jesus existed. I don't know what's happening with my nose, bro. So you'll be Jesus, you'll be crucified one day. You're gonna be Judas. That's scary. I don't understand why anyone would want that to be true. It will also mean that you will experience life from the perspective of every animal that's ever lived. And the crazy thing is that actually, because this life doesn't seem to end, you will never wake up. Because we keep on procreating, life doesn't stop, so you never wake up. It's scary, man. I'm just glad that I didn't bring anyone here, and I'm not planning to. I just want to try to understand what this really is, figure out how I can set myself free, figure out how to cope better while trying to figure out what this is, because it's important to learn to cope. Life's crazy, bro. If you don't try to figure out ways to cope, you might suffer more. That's why I go to the gym, work out as regularly as I can, feel better. When you are healthy, you do feel better. So I'm just trying to stay afloat. Because what can I do? I was battling with existence. And there's so much that I don't understand. In fact, I don't really understand anything, to be honest. Just that it's actually normal for humans to pretend as if they do understand. Because we find comfort when we feel like we understand, right? When you feel like you understand nothing, it's you don't find comfort. Your mind is just wandering, or like it's just wandering all over. Like you're not understanding what the heck this is. Like, what is this? What is going on? It's like if you have a problem, until you come up with a solution, your mind doesn't rest. Your mind doesn't really rest, but if you have a problem and you don't come up with a solution, your mind really won't rest. You might actually find it hard to fall asleep. So that's why people don't really want to question things. They'll believe whatever nonsense people believe just for peace, for peace sake. Like, yeah, I'm tired of asking myself questions. My mom used to tell me that she was like, do you think that people don't ask themselves the questions that you're asking yourself? Because I would be asking myself the deepest questions ever since I was young, ever since I was in high school. I'll be asking, in fact, ever since I was in primary school. My mom will be like, don't you think that other people do ask themselves the same questions that you're asking yourself? It's just that they realize that they won't find answers, so they just stop asking questions. But like, nah. They don't care about the truth enough. And I'll tell her that Christianity was a lie. She'll be like, do you think that she looked up to the people who were educated, who were given higher positions at church? But like, do you think Master So and so is dumb? Like, you're the one who's smart. But like, yeah, I actually do think that. But they're smart, They're smart, they're very educated. I'll be like, nah, they're not. When you get older, you realize that, nope, they weren't actually smart. Like, when you were young, you didn't know much. So, of course, you were going to look up to them. If you're like 15, 16, and there are people who are like in their 40s, their 50s, who seem to be educated, of course, you're going to look up to them. But as you get older, you realize that they don't know anything. I grew up in a village. So, of course, those who were educated, we looked up to them. But with the rise of technology, it was very easy to find information. And you realize that now, man, a lot of people who are older than you didn't really know anything. In fact, you were smarter than them the whole time. You just didn't know that. It's hard to judge people for living their lives the way that they're living their lives. And like, what can I say, man? You are you, I'm me. You're doing your own thing. I'm doing my own thing. Like, why should I judge you? How can you judge someone if life comes with no instructions? Life doesn't have a formula. Yeah, we like to pretend as if we're better than others. But at the end of the day, no one knows what the heck they're doing. You don't know if you're supposed to be a good person, if you're supposed to be a villain, if you're supposed to be selfish, if you're supposed to be selfless. You don't know. You just as confused as everyone else. Strange. I think what's important is try to figure out what this is, try to figure out how to set yourself free. And work on that, every day. Look for new information, trying to come up with new ideas. Try to detach yourself. That's also very important. You need to get to a point where things that used to hurt you do not hurt you anymore. When people judge you, like, that used to hurt me, but that doesn't hurt me anymore. I don't care if people judge me. You can say whatever you want to say about me. I'm good. Criticize me all you like. I'm good. I don't care if someone is better than me. I'm good. I don't feel jealous anymore. I don't really hate anyone anymore, because if you hate someone, you give them power. Like, you become powerless. I've been telling you that it's important that you protect your energy. When your girl breaks your heart, you're like, wow, I don't really care anymore. Maybe back then it used to affect me deeply, but now I'm good. Now it doesn't really matter. Now I know that this kind of things do happen. When it happened the first time, yeah, it took forever to recover. But now you're like, but this has happened so many times before, I was just addicted to that person, and now I must maybe try to be addicted to someone else. Maybe that's gonna work. Maybe nothing is going to work. Truth is wicked. But anyway, if you haven't liked the video yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Let's keep on growing. Let's keep on growing, you know. Thank you all guys.